Come on. Get them shackles off him. Poor sod can't eat proper.
Dunno. I'm not sure I like that. What if he runs for it? He's worth a heap of coin.
Ah, bollocks. Been holding him a week, hasn't tried a thing. Why he up and bolt now? Matter of fact, got to thinking. What did a sweet, gentle chap like him do to get the Queen of Zerrikania so riled?
She's a shrew, that's what. Queen and witch in one. Worst of both worlds.
Enough about her. What do you say to one more of your tales? While we toss down some cards.
Ah, why not? And since you mentioned one queen...
Well, we ended the last stream the right way. We gotta start it the right way, too. Let's do it.
We feed those suffering hunger. Hoo hoo ha. Hoo hoo ha. But our foes we smash asunder. Aye, aye, aye. Aye, aye, aye.
Yep.
We're the dwarves of Mount Carbon. Hoo hoo ha. Hoo hoo ha. And 2 hammers is our sign. Is our sign.
You got one more, right?
Spill me ale and get a pound and hoo hoo ha, hoo hoo ha. Such is life neath the mountains. Aye, 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 aye.
Hell yes. Wait a minute. Okay. Well, that doesn't look dangerous at all. Let's stick our hand in the cave.
The rumors Gabor had overheard were true. Scouts returned with news of a cavern at whose mouth lay rotted logs, an indication that something of great weight may have been rolled inside. Chests full of gold, for instance. Then again, paw tracks clearly showed some beasts had made the cave their home.
Right.
Oh, heck yeah.
Decision time. Enter or scramble back down,
said Gascon, rubbing his hands together for warmth.
Please hurry. This frost is downright biting.
Oh, gee, I think we'll just leave all the treasure there. No, dude, come on.
We've scaled this high. Foolish we'd be to descend empty-handed.
Indeed.
Fall in behind me!
The Queen took the fore, sword in one hand, torch in the other. The flickering flame's glow illuminated the cave's interior, casting long shadows. Meve was certain some horror would leap at her at any moment. And she was not at all wrong.
Aw, bogus. Forgotten treasure. What else might these forgotten inaccessible caverns hold? A magical rune-imbued weapon forged centuries past? Sapphires, rubies, and topaz, carved and polished by long-dead dwarven jewelers? Perhaps immeasurable mountains of gold. To find out, the Lyrians had only to slay the monsters that dwelled their depths. Limit the crazed Shalemar. Special rules short battle. Let's do it. You crazy Shalemar. What are you doing? Whenever an ally is destroyed, reduce this unit's timer by 1. Play a random unit from your deck and damage it by 2. If the timer ends, Meave wins the battle, so kill a bunch of stuff. Not you. I like these cards. We'll go with that for now. Yep.
Follow me! Together now! Anyone here struggle with strong reservations when entering monster-infested pits?
Ha!
Asking for a friend.
Nice job, Barnabas. Ba-doop-doop-doop-doop-doo.
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
That. Dead. Whoa. Oh, damage it by 2, that's right. Every 3 turns, randomly damage enemies by a portion of the Shalemar's current armor. Now that armor's gonna have to go. That doesn't really matter. I'll save it.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
I shouldn't have done that. Oh well, whatever. There we go. That's what I want.
Hey?
Ah, nice.
Yeah, yeah!
And I haven't even played a card yet. Holy moly. Yeah. Ow.
Watch your heads!
Hold on, fire. That. There we go. Good.
Ever have a storm knock out one of your teeth?
One vote's all I need.
Jeepers. Gonna do this. That's a lot of dead cards. Whew. Those neckers were apparently the better choice. Jeepers. Oh man, he ate my elf and onion soup! What a douchebag. Well, Christmas. So it'd be hard to actually... Ooh, nice.
Follow me! Together now!
Anyone you struggle with strong?
I gotcha.
Naturally. At once.
It'd be better just to beat it with numbers.
We'll catch 'em all!
Ouch.
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
Ow, that's gonna kill something. Jeepers.
I've hit the white of an eye from half a league away.
That's not bad.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Ugh. Bogus. Lowest enemy unit.
Ah, should have listened to the old lady.
The chase is on!
Getting to work.
Yep. And why not? Sheesh. Who's this first?
Not supposed to be any smoke.
Oh man. Shellmire. That. And let's see what we can do here. Hand deck in the battlefield. Yeah. Slinger. Yeah, you can go there.
This harvest will be reaping black-clad
Oh yeah, you go there.
Don't like this.
Gee whiz. Well, let's see. Save that. No. Knickers will eat it. That's a bad trade. Oh, bogus. Yeah. Well, let's see how that goes.
Follow me! Together now!
Anyone you...
Yeah, I remember.
Ah!
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Watch your heads!
Can't take it anymore. No time for that!
Thing about slings, they hide well.
Oh, yeah, that was dumb. Oh well.
Without hesitation.
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads.
Let's make a bronze card. That's what I wanted. Give me some kind of cool trinket.
Feel any burning? See a local healer or wise one.
Okay. Royal decree.
One boat I
need.
We must trust each other.
That's the damage something by fire. Yep.
Got a death wish?
need to kill a couple more. And they can do that with fire.
For you, pal! Anything.
I did it.
Treasure trove ought to be close now. Come on.
Get him. Don't roll on your cards. Ah, they're on fire.
As soon as the last beast had fallen, the Lyrians took to seeking out the treasure. Soldiers dispersed throughout the caverns in a rush, penetrating every last corner. Finally, one called out.
Got it! Got the treasure right here! Treasure! Shiny stuff!
A number of steel-reinforced chests lay up against the cavern wall. Neve blew the dust from the lid of one and lifted it with some difficulty. She had hoped for gold and jewels, bars of Mahakaman steel at the least. Instead, she saw thousands of time-tarnished copper coins with a hole through their center.
They belong in a museum.
What's this bloody crap? Tokens of some sort?
Aye, that's right. Holy Guldens, we call them. They're, currency in Mahakam. Get our wages in them. Use them to cop victuals and hooch.
I don't buy it.
What of arms, armor, tools?
Nah. Oh, that's given to us. Clan provides it. Is that what you need? Weapons? Oh, feel the Egypt now. Brought you here for no reason.
Yet these tokens, they can be exchanged for other coin, can they not? Temerian orens or Novigrad crowns?
Well, probably not.
Aye. Doable in theory. But not at all clever. Rates are crap. See, the elders keep them low to make life difficult for dwarven folk. Discourage them from leaving Mahakam.
What's this? Common dwarves use no gold? You cannot be serious.
Yet I am. What good's gold to them? Clan gives them all they need. And victuals and hooch beyond need, they get for tokens.
Yet you trade with humans. Gold coin you take for your goods, the coin must serve a purpose. What is it?
We hoard it all. In vaults. Great piles. Down bottom lie ducats dating from the reign of that dozy ham-shanker King Dagrid.
And you do not put it to use? Acquire anything for it? Then it's true what folks say, that you love gold too much to part with it. Hoard it for pleasure, as dragons do.
Oh.
Point of fact. That there's pure drivel. Gold's a metal like any other, just yellow. We hoard it for our safety.
Your safety? I fear again, I simply don't follow.
Couldn't it be simpler? Soon as human folk get it in their heads we's a thorn in their side, we'll spend it. All of it, in a jiffy.
That makes sense.
Excess coin supply, that's called. Matter of days, gold'll be worth less than sawdust. And you're tossing banks and economies, bam, on their arses. There'll be nothing left of them. They'll cave in faster than a mine shaft with rotten props.
It's not bad.
Why are you all ogling me? With human folk for neighbours, we dwarves got to be damn vigilant, as sheep round wolves.
So how can these tokens serve me?
We must trade them. Even should we get a pittance, it will be something. The soldiers demand their pay.
Ach, your bums out the windy. Fighting men want full dixies and tankards of hooch. Coins but a means to that end.
It's true.
What do you suggest then?
As I've been saying, the tokens we use to purchase nourishment and mead, and what you've got in those chests, why, that'll do to fund a feast the likes of which Mahakam's not seen since Brewer was sworn in as Elder-in-Chief. The fighting men'll eat and drink their fill, carouse about and forget their due and pay right quick. And invite the local dwarves to feast with you, and the clans'll look kinder on you too.
I like that. Yeah, we're gonna throw that feast, brother.
Caution be damned.
Ha ha! Hell yeah! It's time to eat!
Your Grace, I feel obliged to remind you we are at war with Nilfgaard, and every copper...
Hey, every dwarf is gonna help us out too, right? In theory.
Should go to building our army, I know. But we live but once, Reynard. Sir Gabor, take the tokens and arrange me a feast so grand that Ebdahi himself shall hear us revel.
Nice.
As Meave's force could not possibly fit in a tavern, the feast was laid out in a storehouse. Crates arranged in rows served as tables and benches, while the windows were festooned with lion's foot and passiflower. Great barrels of mead, cognac, and vodka were rolled in, and when the soldiers saw this, they broke out in cheers and laughter that lasted till dawn.
Pour us another round, you lovable Lyrian bastards!
For he's a jolly good a jolly good dwarf.
They're not fellows, they're dwarves. Ooh, Gabor Sigmund Plus.
There was food and drink enough for the dwarves of the pass, who, with Meave's men, raised tankards in hand and voices in song the night through. To see them sharing tales and playing cards, one would not believe that anywhere down the mountains, through woods and across plains, humans and dwarves might, for the softest slight, leap at each other, murder in their eyes.
Woohoo! A drunken dwarven party. Let's see what Gabor Sigmund Plus will do for us. He did. Did he fall out of my? Yeah, he did. Well, 2 trinkets. Damage unit by 15. Holy hot moly. That's good. I like that. Alright. It's always a good idea to go drinking. Hello, fancy place. Oh, that's the way to the main quest. We ain't going that way.
I'd get up. I would, Your Majesty, but my arse is frozen to the ground.
Curse of Blackbrook Vale's been undone! And by a human wench!
Hey.
We would take root neath Mount Carbon, where it's warmer, but allotments for the Vale. Curse of Blackbrook Vale's been undone!
4 Dwarfs Codex states it clear. If you're in a mine and something knocks, you'd do best not to knock back. Ever. I'd get up. I would, Your Majesty, but my arse is frozen to the ground.
Hello, bulletin board. I'll be back for you, question mark man. Whoop, hello, another question mark. Hello. My queen, this building houses the Bank of Clan Ziggurin. The banker claims that should we invest now, in a few months' time it will be worth our increase. A few months' time, its worth will increase threefold. It sounds too good to be true. Should we invest anything? Only a modest sum, thank you. I am not a risk-taking person. Puzzle battle. Oh, that's down the way there. We got a big old hole in the mountain, and then we got a little bit more left. Is this guy a merchant, or what is he? What do you do, sir?
Riding past a mine, Meave noticed a group of miners gathered around the entrance to a shaft. Frost had settled on their moustaches and beards, suggesting they had been there for some time. The Queen summoned Gabor and asked him to determine the reason for this sit-in. He returned after a few minutes and announced the most curious thing.
They're waiting for the knocking to stop.
Maeve's frown prompted Gabor to explain in greater detail.
According to our laws, dwarves can't go into a mine if there's knocking coming from inside. We're obliged to wait for the ruckus to quieten down.
Ah, yes. Our own miners share this superstition.
Reynard interjected.
They say the knocking is that of a treasurer gnome, a kind of mine ghost.
With all due respect, your miners are dimwits.
Gabor said, patting Reynard on the shoulder.
Knocking means an imminent and abrupt discharge of the potential pliable energy of rock formations. In other words, you can, a rock burst. Except usually it's all done in a day or two, whereas these lads have been waiting going on 2 weeks. Foreman's grown impatient. He'd like to send someone down the shaft, have him see what's at issue, but, well, the code forbids us from doing anything of the sort.
Oh, come on. Well, I'm gonna go see what's happening and get haunted, apparently.
If in this manner I can gain favour among your brethren,
Sighed the Queen, dismounting.
so be it. I shall descend and see what the problem is.
The shaft was too narrow to fit an entire army. So Maeve and a small unit of men entered the mine, miners' lamps in hand and hearts in their mouths. The rhythmic knocking coming from the bowels of the mountains, distorted and multiplied, was unnerving. Soon the company arrived at the place that seemed the source of the knocking. Gabor put his ear to the rock and listened for several moments in silence, then struck the wall with all his might. The wall crumbled with a crash, opening a passage into another corridor, from which sprang numerous foes.
Sounds like men. Come on, foes. In the bowels of the mountain, in the darkness of the abandoned mine shaft, it was impossible to discern who stood against Maeve's force. It was clear only that they were men, or at least something taking their form, imitating their voices. Oh, well, that's fair. Knowing her sword was too large to thrust in this tight shaft, she threw it to the ground and reached for her dagger. Shorten battle, let's do it. It does look like Lyrians. Not you. Yep. Well, crap.
Did you hear something? What was that?
My gnome senses are telling me. Those definitely aren't ghosts.
Gnome senses. Hello, trap. You're gonna go right there.
Who goes there?
Quit hurting my dudes.
Drop your weapons!
Nay, you drop yours! Catch!
So I got damage on one row, got damage on another row. Come on, footman.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
Brach! Scheiß! In
Another
tray!
Hold off. Ugh. How rude. Do. You can go.
Without hesitation.
Who just grabbed me?
Oh, apologies, Maeve. I thought you were raining.
4 or less, shuffle it into the deck. Strange. But hurt. And Do-do-do-do-do.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
I'll relieve you of that pouch.
Bad. Return on turn start. Set this unit's power to the adjacent unit. The lowest power.
Getting to work.
You charge. You charge. That. Oof. Guest gone very nice.
Wait, you're serious?
Reynard, are we winning? I can't see a bloody thing.
Yeah, we're winning. Nice. We win. Easy peasy.
Stop! Stop! We surrender!
Both sides were surprised. Both fought in the weak light of torches, nearly down on hands and knees. In the end, the Queen emerged victorious, and as soon as she had returned her sword to its sheath, she asked the new prisoners a question that was on everyone's mind.
Who the devils are you?
The captives looked at each other in disbelief, as if before them stood a ghost. Finally, one of them managed to choke out a response.
Your Highness, we're your subjects.
Meve recognized the accent at once. The men came from Rivia. But what were they doing so far from home?
What indeed?
According to the prisoner's account, after the Nilfgaardians' invasion of their kingdom, terrible poverty gripped the land. Seeking bread, some desperate inhabitants had gone to the mountains of Mahakam, engaging in wildcat mining in search of precious ores. Without asking the dwarves what they thought of this.
You know yourself, my queen.
Explained one captured Riv.
They guard their treasure real jealous-like, don't care a whit about the suffering of others. They see us starving down in valley and don't lift a stubby finger.
Sadly, the Rivians had dug close to existing corridors. When Gabor destroyed the wall that stood between them and the dwarves, they were convinced they were being attacked by monsters, so they raised arms in self-defense.
Maeve, 'tis a tough nut to ken,
said Gabor.
But let's nae kid ourselves. These men are thieves, and we must hand them over to the Mahakaman Guard.
So they may do what? Sentence them to hard labor, or hang them at once?
Said Reynard, his usual calm shaken and his voice raised.
These are your subjects, Queen. They coveted their neighbor's goods, true, but only because they had nought themselves.
It's true, but my subjects deserve punishment as well, because I'm their queen. Sorry, Rivians.
If dwarves left the mountains to rob the fields of Rivia,
said the Queen after some consideration,
I'd want to judge them according to our laws. Like it or not, Bruverhoog has the same right.
But,
yep.
Milady, you're us queen. You swore to protect us.
From harm, yes, but not from due punishment.
With a heavy heart, Meve handed the Rivs over to the Mahakaman Guard. What happened to them, I cannot say for certain. But they were not seen again.
Well, if they came and stole my resources, I'd punish them too. Sorry, soldiers.
Well, boys, we swig and we get back to work. Well, boys, we swig and we get back to work.
If only I could work like that. Hello? What's makeable here? Clinton. Do love that palisade. What's in the workshop? You. Play trinket from the graveyard. 3 light infantry plus. I think I actually make an R2's adept. I can get everything. That infiltrator's pretty nice. I like all those things, but I'm gonna go with Palisade. Gotta get that armor. Plus I'm almost to that, at least. Okie dokie. Get a moving. Whoop.
The sound of approaching hoofbeats made Meve turn to see Reynard spurring on his panting horse, galloping at a breakneck speed towards her.
The hell, Reynard?
Ill tidings I bring, your grace.
Clearly. Glad tidings never arrive with such urgency.
Our scouts captured a Nilfgaardian messenger. He was traveling in disguise, and by night. When he realized his capture was imminent, he strove to destroy the letters he carried. We were able to salvage some, in parts.
Anything of interest?
Clearly.
Yes, there is, I fear. Your Majesty, you must listen. Consider your offer accepted. Direct Meve and her force to the agreed site. We await their arrival. Your reward shall be as agreed. Hail Keritsa.
A traitor. We might have expected as much. Nilfgaard has shown amply that it abides only by the rules it sets. Since they have not proved able to defeat me in the field, in open battle, they seek other means. I suppose the scroll bears no name.
It does not, your grace.
The messenger. Have you questioned him?
Naturally, your grace. Alas, he knows not to whom the letter is directed. He was to leave it in an agreed spot.
I take it tidings of the whole affair have spread throughout the force.
Great.
Yes, your Majesty. The witnesses were too many to keep this fact a secret.
We must thus assume the traitor in our ranks knows it as well, and will make no attempt to retrieve the scroll. A dead end. Have we any other leads or clues?
None, I fear, Your Majesty. We must be alert. Keep a keen eye on events as they unfold, and exercise great caution in forging new acquaintances.
Can do.
Very well. Eyes wide open, all senses attuned. Yours in particular, Reynard.
Of course, my liege.
Unless it's you. I wouldn't put it past you, Thronebreaker. Alright, let's see that report. Intercepted letter. Cause, yep. That's exactly what it says. Well, what's... Wait, what? Hang on. What's happening here? Oh, there. A shrine to boost morale. Perfect. There, quit being so sad, soldiers. Hello, little hut. What's happening here? Your Majesty, something dwells in this house. A beast with burning red eyes and a frightening growl. Perhaps it guards something worth finding, but only a few brave souls would be able to fit inside. No all might return. Ah, oh, bogus. Ake could have got it for me. Well, so long, soldiers. Hey, tainted ale. I know what that does. Boost unit by 10 and then destroy it itself. It's one of those trinkets the gnome always pulls out for me. Hello, busted bridge. What are you doing? I'm just sitting here broken, I am. Let's see what I can do to fix this. My lady, we spotted gold down there among the debris. We can send a few soldiers to dig it up, but if the rope snaps, these rocks will serve as their final resting place. Give me that money. Sorry, fellas. I see a puzzle battle. I'm coming. Anything else? Secrets. Hello. We're gonna have a snowball fight. Look at that snowball fight. Lyrian winters are mild. Frosts are rare, and snow, should any fall at all, melts the moment it lands. Yet we of soldiers had now witnessed an expanse of frosty powder blanket the peaks of Mahakam. They delighted in the harsh beauty of the frigid landscape, then were struck by an ingenious idea, to pack snow into small orbs and hurl them at each other. Hilarity and hearty laughter ensued for minutes, that is, until a troll joined the revelry. Terror, he had... What a douchebag! Alright, do not let Meave die. Puzzle special rule, shortened battle, custom deck! What? Ow! What's happening? Every turn on turn start, throw a troll snowball at the row with the most humans. Lands on a row, damage all units by 2, and force the 3 highest units to swap rows.
Hey?
What? Why can I only hit her? That sucked. Huh.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, a time to die.
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
Ooh, that's not good. Did it wrong. Oh, good.
Have it the white of an eye from half a league away.
Should have listened to me old lady.
It's not gonna work.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
Okay, well, I'm gonna restart that one.
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads. My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me. There's a time to reap, a time to sow, a time to die.
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth? Have it the white of an eye from half a league away.
Uh-oh.
Aye. Should have listened to me old lady.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
Aye. Should have listened to me old lady. This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads.
Have it the white of an eye from half a league away.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
There we go. Heesh. Do I get anything for that? Just the fact that it was a fun puzzle. Maybe I got some money and I didn't notice. Alright. Let's go, creepy bridge. Oh, you're not that creepy. Oh, that's creepy, though.
Meave's force neared Davor's abyss. Signs of beastly feasting were not hard to find. Countless paw and claw tracks were impressed in the blood-stained snow. Among the boulders, bones picked clean were strewn about. Gascon lifted one from the ground.
Empty inside,
he said.
Something sucked out the marrow.
Meave's soldiers feigned indifference to the grisly sight. They marched on, their stepped rhythm unwavering, a song on their lips. Yet hearing a slight tremolo in their voices, Meave knew they merely sought to drown out their fear. A moment later, a commander's horn sounded, the signal to halt. The Queen galloped to the fore of the column and found herself at the edge of a vast, round hole in the ground. She could not see the bottom. Meave drew her reins tight to prevent her mount from taking even one step forward.
What is this? A crater? A desiccated lake?
A mine of the strip variety.
Gabor explained.
Treasures we picked and shoveled for here. Diamonds. Till we happened on the beasts, that is.
What now?
Orion's a dam. Holds back a lake. If we can break it, water will rush in, fill the abyss and the tunnels from which the beasts emerge. Just need to get around the mine first. Way down's on the other side.
Meave squinted and gazed into the distance. Indeed, there was the dam. And at its foot, a swarm of beasts roiled about. Her soldiers gazed at their queen expectantly, their arms at the ready. She knew well they would rush into battle, in spite of their fear.
Let's build a trebuchet or something. Then we can blow up the dam.
Gabor!
Meave cried out over the whirling wind.
Have you bards here in Mahakam?
Course, your grace!
Then we shall give them good reason to compose this day. On the themes of courage, of heroism, of Lyria! Gee up!
And with that cry, the queen spurred her mount, grabbed a banner, and raising it high over her head, rushed headlong at the horrid swarm.
Hell yeah, G up. Davor's Abyss. The dwarves delved deep into Davor's Abyss, and from it pulled diamonds of unsurpassed quality. These stones glistened at all the courts of the north, bejeweling crowns, capping scepters, studding chalices, and glamorizing ceremonial swords. Some stayed in Mahakam, though in more mundane incarnations, as drill bits or crystal cutters, for example. Yet the days of Davor's diamond delving were long past. Now only monsters crawled out of his dark abyss. Gain 7 charges on your old catapult without it being destroyed. There we go, I told you you need a catapult. Hint, keep your catapult well maintained on all sides. Story battle special rules, shorten battle. Let's see what we got. Old catapult. Every turn on turn start, if there are units adjacent, gain a charge, then damage a random enemy by 5 and all other units by 2. So put stuff next to him.
Take it. Here's the way down! We need to break through and destroy the dam.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Aye.
Ooh, beautiful.
Left,
I like that.
right, left, right.
The chase is on! Ow!
I smell a leak.
Boom. Oh, bogus. Can I not use him?
Shh! Cork it!
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
Your Grace, monsters approach from all sides.
Yes, to see that. I still have room on that row for anything? I do. Screw you.
Ah, should've listened to me, old lady.
It's here. Cards.
This eyes will be reaping black-clad heads.
Oop, at you. There we go. I could have zapped it with my thing first. Too. Oh well. And there's nothing in there that I can res, so that's... Oh, we have to put them out, though.
Tell me you jest.
Okay. Oh. Bogus. So I have to get the catapult up.
Here's the way down. We need to break through and destroy the dam.
Quick and painful this'll be.
Her Majesty is exceptional.
Shoot.
Hey?
Crap! I didn't mean to do that. Oh, okay. Well, I can put one of these boys down.
Aye.
Your Grace, monsters approach from all sides.
Yes.
You mad? Don't shake that!
Looking to dance, mate? Yeah, yeah!
Excellent! The dam's about to give!
Hopefully it stays that way.
Sod it. Sod it all.
Sod it.
Tell me you jest.
Scheiß! In
I should do it, right? What?
Here's the way down. We need to break through and destroy the dam.
Can't take it anymore.
Left, right, left, right.
Oh, I got 2 of those. So you.
Watch your heads! Catch!
Your Grace, monsters approach from all sides.
Not supposed to be any smoke.
Again and again and again.
Getting to work.
If I do this.
One bolt I
Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
Have her done in a jiffy.
Okay.
There's been a mistake. I'm no mage.
Excellent! The dam's about to give!
Now it should definitely work, right? Just had to totally fill up all the rows, so nothing can even get moved. Screw you. Everything's gone. What do you got? There.
Excellent work.
Glad that was the last turn, because you got another one of those, and that would have killed it.
And indeed, bards sang of this battle soon after. For no claws or fangs could break through the wall of shields the Lyrians raised that day. And no scales could protect the beasts from the Lyrians' stinging arrows and blades.
Fight! Do not relent! Let us show these beasts! It is they who should fear us!
The Queen shouted. In the end, the beasts turned to flee, yet Neve's force cut off any chance of escape. A solid wall of men began to push the monsters ever closer to the edge of Davor's abyss. Pressed from all sides, the horrors began slipping over the precipice, screeching terribly as they fell.
Nice. Blood. Ooh.
Silence came at last. The Queen stood at the edge of the precipice, breathing heavily, leaning on her sword. From the depths of the mine came muted growls and groans.
Let's flood the damn hole,
hissed Gabor,
before any other shite crawls out of it.
A rush of icy water suddenly rose, then just as abruptly plunged into the mine, flooding the pit. And where once lay Davor's abyss, now lay Davor's pond. Neve descended back into the pass, exhausted and covered in beastly blood, yet also exceedingly pleased. She was one step closer to dwarven support in the war against Nilfgaard.
Good.
Once the Lyrians had put some distance between themselves and the now destroyed monster lair, Neve ordered her men to pitch camp. Then she sent the quartermaster off for food and drink. The soldiers lit campfires, then set aside their weapons. Soon after, lively music and song could be heard throughout the camp.
Your Majesty,
Reynard said from behind Meave's back.
A messenger from the Elder-in-Chief.
The Queen turned to see a dwarf in a richly adorned jerkin and a shako with golden seams. She stifled her laugh into a smile and lifted her chin proudly, expecting praise and a pledge of aid in the war against Nilfgaard.
Oh boy.
My lady, your daring deeds have come to the Elder's attention,
said the dwarf in a measured voice.
He's positively irate and demands an explanation.
Irate? But why? I and my men, we've aided you greatly.
Elder Hugh awaits at the Long Bridge. You'd be wise not to keep him there any length of time.
And with that, all the Queen's enthusiasm for a celebration was instantly gone. She waited until the fires expired and the songs died down, then gave the order to march.
Screw that guy. Oof. Oh, more loot. First day of winter, going to be mighty rough. So cold the pickaxes are freezing to our hands. Had to cease work. Snow has started 2 meters a day. What's a meter? No plow and visibility. Chimneys barely picking out the snow drifts. Monsters attacking from all sides. Hard to hold ground. Huge losses. Had to abandon the mine. Retreating to Burrows Rump. Return come spring. Okay. Hey, I gotta go see that blood card. Blood card. Look at 5 cards from your deck and play 2, then discard the rest. Ooh, Nelly. That's nice. This can create stuff I don't have, though. You know what? Sorry, Lyrian Merlot. Blood is now in my deck. Blood, blood, blood. What else is happening here? Stuff I can build? Oh, wait, just so. Rivians, I don't use them. I don't use any of those. I really like these. None of these options suit my tastes. What about now, though? No, wrong thing. Maybe something different. That one I like. Okay. Hello, golden chest. I shall have you. There we go. Yeehaw. Pictured. I agree, the mine must be evacuated. Cure as much as possible of what you've excavated so far, and raise a red banner so our scouts can spot you in the snow. All of Boros Rump looks forward to your safe return. Red banner, eh? I've got quite a ways to go, so... That's a red banner there. I haven't found anything that needs a key yet, though. Let's keep on keeping on. Looking for that red banner. Where's your red banner at? Welcome to the lands of Clan Vidmar. We share a tale, we share the ale. Ha! See you over there, question mark. Hello, unlockable chest. That's the red banner. Come on, come on. There we go. I'll have you first. Barnabas Beckenbauer. Hello, question mark.
Frozen, all. Only the banner moves, blown by the wind.
Downright poetic. Prime material for a ballad. Perhaps even a whole saga.
That's fair. Hello, question mark.
Gazing towards the horizon, Neve noticed a dark shape outlined against the mantle of snow that lay on the ground. It proved a tower, toppled and broken in pieces. Around it lay the ruins of other buildings, blocks hewn out of basalt rock protruding from the permafrost.
That'd be the Clan Vidmar ruins,
said Gabor, hollering over the wind.
rich ones. Had their clan seat here till earth tremors turned all into dust. Hundreds of dwarves lived here once, and now, not a living soul.
Ah! Help!
Whoa!
Save me!
On the contrary, there was someone midst the ruins, and said someone was clearly in trouble. Neve ordered her men to find the unfortunate soul. They returned moments later, leading a dwarf whose teeth chattered. They had found him in a ruined building where he'd sought shelter from ghouls. Judging by his appearance, the dwarf had spent the better part of a week there.
Marco Vidmar, they call me.
He said, patting down unkempt hair that seemed to reach in all directions.
I came here seeking a family heirloom, lost in the tremors and the chaos they caused. I ken the chamber where it ought to be, but, well, beasts made their lair there. I cannot drive them off on my own.
I can do it.
Bold warriors like you ought to cut them down in a jiffy. So, will you help?
Of course.
I too have lost my home, estate,
said the Queen.
so I understand well what you feel. I shall help you recover your heirloom. Call it a win.
Mirko Vidmar's face lit up. Though he'd spent a week besieged and eating stale biscuits, and though there was a hoarfrost in his beard, he quickly trotted to the front of the column and led the Lyrian soldiers to the underground chamber.
Nice.
As promised, beasts awaited there.
I can kill beasts. I'm good at that. Legacy of the Vidmars. The underground chamber was decorated with numerous reliefs portraying the heroic deeds of Svank, the Vidmar clan's progenitor. One depicted the dwarf strangling a Shaelmar with his bare hands. Unlikely. Another rescuing miners from a collapsed cavern. Okay. And the third, wolfing down succulent pork knuckle. It came as no surprise Mirko wished to regain the relics of his famous ancestor. Short battle, let's do it! What's happening here then? Oh no. Unit may be seized. Seized unit takes damage. I thought that was going to be the false Florent. Nope. Yes. I like it. You know, that's okay.
The ruins! From there they come! Drive them back!
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
There we go. What? That's nice.
Ah, should have listened to me, old lady.
Hello?
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Good, I like that.
Yes?
Dang it. Oh, I don't like that at all. No, sir.
Ever have a storm knock out one of your teeth?
Are you kidding me?
One bolt I need.
Frack. That
Left,
sucks.
right, left, right.
I'd hoped we could solve this some other way.
I don't like that. She's coming back. What? That'll do.
Take it anymore.
Tell me you jest.
And we'll call that a very healthy win.
Let's get a move on before any others show up.
I like this filling up the
As
whole
soon as the
playing
fight
field
was
thing.
done, Mirko Vidmar ran towards a crate that stood on a pedestal,
Hello.
slipping on the now bloody floor. When the dwarf lifted the lid, precious stones spilled out.
Your heirloom? This?
Asked the queen, rather puzzled.
I thought a pipe that belonged to your grandfather more likely.
Gold froth.
Seems to me Brother Mirko wasn't wholly candid with us. This here's no heirloom, no family souvenir. It's the treasure trove of Clan Vidmar. We thought it gone for good.
Pressed for the truth, Mirko admitted no family sentiment had prompted this expedition. The dwarf had planned to leave Mahakam and start a new life among humans. Yet he did not wish to do so without sizable capital.
That's fair.
I can't stand to stay here a moment longer. The days, all of them, they're identical. Rise with the first cockscrow, march in double file to the latrine, crap on command, 12 hours down the shaft and home to sleep.
Mirko complained.
Want a wifey? Put in an application. In triplicate. Care to snip your beard? Elders got to approve it. You want to add buttermilk, not cream, to your mushroom soup? Clan council's got to debate it. How's a dwarf not to get balmy?
I understand the lad, no two ways about it.
Gabor sighed.
But I feel it's my duty to remind yous that what Mirko's going and doing here, well, there are laws. Treasure's due the Elder-in-Chief, not to Mirko. That's one. Second, any dwarf that wants to leave Mahakam can't take nothing but his breeches, his dixie, and his coat. So, brief like, consider well afore you make your decision, Your Grace.
Well, I've been pissing him off all this way through, so I'm going to return the treasure to the Elder-in-Chief.
I sympathize, Mirko,
said Neve.
but I'm a crowned head. I must decline. National interest requires I show the greatest possible care for my relations with Elder-in-Chief Hugh. Yet in aiding you, I could sour those greatly. I shall return the treasure to him. I must. While you do what you will.
Mirko Vidmar swore under his breath, then jostled his way through the Lyrian infantry and into the mountains, towards human lands.
Rules are rules, my dude. Even my dwarf buddy knows it. What's that golden froth card do? Boost all allies on a row by 4. Not bad. Especially when you're filling up rows like I am. Yeah, buddy. I think we're gonna go with what we got, though. What's going on down here?
The Lyrians rode a narrow, winding path along the rocky ridge. To one side were ice-covered boulders, to the other, a chasm hundreds of feet deep.
They could have at least erected some barriers,
complained Gascon, knocking snow from his cap.
Got plans for that?
Gabor said.
Just need to decide how high to make them. What? Think. Should they be the height of your average dwarf, or a human? The debate's gone on for 20 years. On the one hand, you've got...
Gabor did not finish his discussion. He was interrupted by the Baba Ghazi that jumped down from the rocks.
Archers, shoot! Aim for underbelly!
Neve's soldiers made quick work of the lone monster. But the sound of battle spooked the horses harnessed to one of her wagons.
Whoa there! Whoa, damn it!
Crap.
The driver tried to rein in the animals, but could not. They dragged him into the chasm along with his cart and the soldiers riding in it. They landed a few dozen feet below on a rocky outcropping. A moment later, Baba Ghazis swarmed everywhere.
Did you see how they fared? Anyone left alive?
Asked me, leaning over the cliff edge.
Worry more about their cargo.
Gascon replied.
They were also carrying chests of gold.
Blast. We can't get down there. Too steep and the snow keeps falling.
We can lower ourselves down a line. But without armor, shields, or heavy weapons, otherwise it will snap.
And the Baba Ghazis?
The Queen said, brow raised.
We shan't kill them with daggers. They're too thick of armor.
We'll have to try. Or continue on our way.
Oh, let's do it. I can do this. Screw you, Baba Ghazis.
You only live once.
Neve sighed.
It's gone. Round up some volunteers and let us move out.
Moments later, the Queen was lowering herself down a line straight towards the gaping maw of a Baba Ghazi. Her only armor, a woolen shirt.
I can do this. To the rescue! Neve's parents long refused their noble-born daughter lessons in the art of the sword. Yet, nevertheless, did she train in secret, wearing a blouse instead of armor, a kitchen knife in place of a sword, imitating the maneuvers she witnessed at knightly tournaments. Now, forced to fight without proper equipment, her childhood exercises would prove more useful to her than she could have imagined. Optional: defeat the Baba Ghazi. Special rules: shorten battle. We shall do it. Screw you, Baba Ghazi. Every turn, if it hasn't taken damage, move all units on the same row as fallen soldiers to the other row. So I need to be doing damage. Every turn. That's good. Not good enough. Nope. Nope. Yep. Good. Okay.
Careful! No one try to be a hero!
Ooh.
Have it the white of an eye from half a league away.
Yeah.
Catch!
I could just do that every single turn. I just kill it. There. Oh, that was freaking easy.
Bereft of sword and shield, Meve could not withstand a single blow. She thus danced atop the frozen snow, deftly dodging the Barbegazi's lightning-fast strikes, while delivering but a few well-aimed hits of her own, to their eyes, ears, and gaping jaws. When the last monster fell lifeless to the ground, Meve walked up to the shattered wagon. The soldiers it had carried were bruised, frostbitten, but alive.
Your Grace, we were sure you'd leave us.
A good ruler never abandons her folk.
Not her goal.
Gascon interjected, while securing a rope to a chest.
Gascon, you dog.
Soon enough, all were safely back on the path.
Yeah.
The admiration Meve saw in her soldiers' eyes was in itself sufficient reward for her difficult battle.
Darn right. I'm the greatest queen alive. Hello, mountain. Recruits. I've got a puzzle for you. Well, hang on, let me get some... search out some secrets here first, pal. Alright, what are you doing, man? Stone Hearth. Mindful of the intensifying snowstorm, Meve halted the march of the roadside inn by the name of Stone Hearth. Waiting for a turn in the weather, Meve bided her time by playing a round of Gwent with the innkeeper. It appeared the residents of Mahakam played by a set of rules different from what humans were accustomed to in the lowlands. Destroy the Stonehearth's resident hero, Garth Rockstew. Units whose armor is reduced to 0 are destroyed. Every turn draw a card. Whoa there, what's happening here? Mana cost. What the schnabitz? What in the world? So I have 1 mana.
Scurvy scratches!
Ugh, 8.
Your wish, my duty.
Oh, that sucks. Wait. Oh boy. I don't like that. This is weird stuff here. Oh, it damages the enemy hero? Sweet. Come on, Frozen Giant, you can do it. Please don't kill me.
Ackers.
Natural, of course. Yes.
If it doesn't just kill me outright, then I'll get it. Yeah. Whoosh. There. Nice Professor Blast Wave. How strange. Very much like Hearthstone. Weird. I don't like it. Blizzard. What's that, I wonder? Does it just give Biting Frost across the battlefield? Spawn and play 2 random trinkets. Gee whiz. Sorry, Elfin Onion Soup. This is gonna be some crazy
Welcome
stuff.
to me inn. We've many folk today, but there's always room enough for more. Good to see you again. We've many folk today.
Golden chest, son. Yeah, what's this? Hot diggity. Well, that is a heck of a lot of resources. These are the ones I don't like. Just need a little bit more to get that, oh, that one. I think it's the spy upgraded.
Hefty mantle of fresh snow today. Got a blow before too long, bring a rush down. Oh, goes up a Shilemar's ass.
Ha!
Braving the snow in those mega courts, are ye? Truly. Thought yourselves here for a spell afore moving on.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
Oh, goes up a Shilemar's ass.
Look at that monster. I shall puzzle him. Let me tell you. Hang on. I'll come deal with you in a minute. Oh, loot. Crap. Remnants. The fact that Elder Bruverhoog had finished spring cleaning did not mean that the passage was safe. Off the beaten track, amidst icy, windswept ruins, beasts yet skulked, eager to ambush naive travelers who strayed too far from the road. Eliminate both the reckless and shrewd vampires. Oh boy. Do not any more soldiers get seized. Use the winter's tea. It's been seized! Every 2 turns, seize the lowest unit on the opposite row and move it to your allied ranged row. Oh. Wait, what? Wait, what? Gotcha, suckers. Boom. That was pretty easy. Yeah, I'll have all the things, thank you. The Workers' Commission has determined that the nasty stench floating around Crag Pass gold mine is not in fact a fart, follows or otherwise, but is caused by methane fumes. As a result, please heed the following. Do not enter the mine until the stench is cleared under no circumstances. Do not come within 30 paces of the mine's entrance with a flame. Apologize to Vala for any inconvenience you've caused her. Hoo-ha! Alright, I should be able to build this, which is what I want. Just for the infiltrator. Dogs of War. Trophy time for me. I don't think I'm gonna get that. Oh, he's at 10 now. That's pretty good. Adjacent units, yep. Hello, standard battle. I see you. Whoop. You are loot. I'll be there in a minute. I'll be there in a minute. Hey, dwarves. What's happening here? Hello. Dear son, if you open the family tomb, it can only mean your father has passed and now rests in peace beside me. Please do not grieve, for this is the way of life. Always has been, always will be. You're head of this family now. It won't be an easy undertaking, but fret not. I set aside a sizable sum for this very day. You'll find it where we used to watch the sunset. May your future be long and bright. Hello, treasure. Oh, thanks, Mom. I'm gonna steal that.
Meave now witnessed a sorry sight. A mass funeral for miners killed due to a tragic convergence of events. Their lead caskets lay upon the snow, wreaths of hop cones laid upon them in turn. The mourners waited for the diggers to finish. The digging was tough, for the ground was frozen. As the crunch and thud of picks and shovels continued, the dead miner's foreman scrambled onto a boulder to make a speech. Angry shouts and loud booing stopped him.
Did they die because I flooded the thing? I bet they did.
You knew it! You knew they'd smelled vapors, but you ordered them to keep digging till it blew up in their faces!
Make the daily quota whatever the cost, eh?
You've blood on your mitts, whoreson!
A mourner then picked up a chunk of frozen ground and threw it at the foreman. Blood spurted from the gash that appeared on his forehead. The first dirt chunk was followed by another, then by a rock, a brick. Meave realized that if she did not intervene, the foreman stood to be stoned to death. Meave resolved not to meddle in dwarven affairs. She did not know what Mahakam's laws would make of the situation, nor was it certain the accusations against the foreman were true. She spurred her horse and led her force away, quickly leaving the cemetery and the turmoil behind.
Ooh, he did.
Now, a speech for the foredwarf. Rot slow, ya whoreson. Knew there'd be a stink cause of this. Now, a speech for the foredwarf. Rot slow, ya whoreson.
I probably should have intervened, but let's kill this dragon instead. Blood in the snow. Suddenly a piercing shriek came from above. Giving no chance to react, a large creature swooped down from the sky and plucked up an unfortunate infantryman. His blood was spattered across the snow, leaving a crimson trail straight to the beast's nest. Oh, you dead now, son. You gotta wait. 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 Gripes.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Good. Also good. You, put you there.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, I'd be ashamed to let this beauty go to waste.
Hey?
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die. Aye.
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
There's been a mistake. I'm no mage.
Ah, what the heck. Ha! You and you.
I smell a leak.
You mad? Don't shake that! Could murder a pint.
I figured it would shoot for that one, but oh well. I could have done that first. There's no way it's catching me. No way. Who's got orders? You've got orders. Spawn the trinkets. What are they? What is that? Jesus Christ. Okay, go for it. What am I doing? Okay, that wasn't good. I'm guessing set power to the averages. So who knows? I'll take that.
My pain serves a purpose.
Let's see you do 110 points in 2 cards. Let's see you do it. You didn't do it. I win. I'm the best. How close am I getting to the end here? I got a few more. Many more points of interest. And that treasure map's going to be up there too. That's true.
The Lyrians ascended the highest section of the Mahakam Range. Snow crunched under their boots, cold air stung their lungs, and the wind snapped at their cloaks. Meve wiped sweat from her brow and turned to Reynard.
There! By the rocks! We shall...
Shall we?
The rest of her words were drowned out by a powerful blast. The entire mountain rumbled with a low, vibrating roar. The sound grew louder, echoing off the rocks, splitting their ears. The Lyrians looked around, disoriented. Few heard Gabor's warning.
Dinna just stand there! Get behind the rock! Quick! Hurry!
Avalanche.
Meve followed the dwarf's gaze and cried out in terror. The snow stuck to the mountainside had started to slide down the slope, sending up mists of icy dust. Before she could react, the white torrent knocked her to her knees, crushing her and smothering her into the ground.
Jesus.
All she felt after that was all-encompassing cold and fear. Meve survived. The dwarves who ran to the Lyrians' rescue dug her out of the snow in time. Some of her soldiers were not so lucky. The Queen looked at their bodies, blue, frozen. Next to them lay dead horses, demolished wagons. The losses were enormous. Meve wiped her cheek. Her tears burned her frozen skin.
Jesus.
Gabor spoke a while with the leader of the Mahakam Guard Patrol that had come to their rescue. His face was dour.
Dour?
What? What have you learned?
I tell you all in good time. First, you need a warm drink, good victuals.
No, tell me.
No, Gabor. I need to find out what in blazes happened here.
Well, it was an avalanche.
But who started it?
Of course it was an avalanche. I'm no fool. But what caused it? What was that noise?
Signal horns. Ours.
So you brought this snow down on us? Dwarves!
Well, aye, but, unawares.
I'm extremely curious how one sounds a horn without being aware of it. That must be quite a sight.
Ah!
Meve, let me explain.
Oh, no.
I will. And the explanation better not sound like a clumsy excuse.
See, we clean our mount regularly. The way menfolk shovel snow off their roofs. Otherwise, the whole shebang would come tumbling down on our heads. When snow's gathered deep enough, we blast our horns to cause a controlled avalanche. Then we need to, sweep up a wee bit and the road's safe.
All well and good, but why did you decide to clean up right as I was passing through?
Wondering that myself. Schedule says next cleaning should have been a week from now, but someone asked the route to be cleared earlier.
Who?
Meve, I'll tell you. But first, promise you'll...
Who?
Hey. Owain ep Glenvok, the Nilfgaardian emissary.
Oh, fuck you. He's gonna die.
Think it were meant as revenge for attacking their caravan.
Shit.
The bastard. Reynard! Reynard!
Wait! Wait! I understand you're a wee bit upset, you've every right. But you'll never prove Owain meant you harm. The sly weasel will make sure he didn't dirty his own paws.
I've no such scruples. I'll find him and kill him.
Damn straight I will!
And then? How'd you tell that tale to Bruver? Meve, you're justly taught, but for the love, just this once, let it go. Or you'll leave Mahakam with near a scrap to show for it.
Moments later, scouts reported Owain was camped to the north of the accident site. Meve had to decide how much she was willing to risk to get her revenge on the Imperial emissary.
Shit. Ah. Dudes. I'm sorry, everybody who's dead. I bet you that's him up there. Fracker.
By the elder sideburns, I'd no notion anyone was in the Vale. Nilfgaardian said the road was clear. The Horsons. What a mess. I'm so sorry. With all my heart.
Okay, I forgive you, dwarf. I damn sure don't forgive anybody else. That's the Nilfgaardians. God damn it. Oh, I want to kill him so much.
While passing the mining settlement of Kolstock, Neve heard the sounds of battle.
Hey-ho! Into the fray, lads!
Expecting she would see monsters swarming dwarves, the queen set off at a gallop to the rescue. Her braid blew about in the wind like a banner, showing her men in which direction to attack.
Nice.
The dwarves she saw, however, were not engaged in a battle against Shaelmars and Barbigazes. No, they were going at one another. Luckily, no weapons had yet been drawn, but given the dwarves have hands the size of bread loaves, this did not necessarily mean there would be no deaths.
Oi, lads!
Roared Gabor Zigrin.
What's this foolishness? Calm the hell down, damn it!
Gabor's intervention proved successful. The dwarves limited themselves to verbal jousting.
Nice.
Neve, who was no stranger to barrack room talk, nonetheless turned crimson at the dwarves' cursing.
Oh my.
Piecing together the obscenities, Neve concluded they were debating an old quarrel about the height of a certain mountain, or rather of the twin peaks atop it. One of them lay in the territory of Clan Dahlberg, while the other in the Hoogsland. Each family felt their peak was the highest, all measurements indicating the contrary being total fabrications.
Queen?
Started Gabor, nervously chewing his moustache.
They're asking if you, as yin impartial and a fair-minded wench to boot, wouldn't wish to settle their idiot squabble once and for all.
What a stupid dispute.
Neve knew well that this type of age-old quarrel could easily end in bloodshed, so she resolved to help. Representatives of the two clans gave her a strange mechanism she was to use to measure elevation. All that was left was for the Queen to button her coat up to the neck and scale the twin peaks.
Time to end this delicate feud.
Okay.
Once and for all. Time to end this delicate feud. Once and for all.
Is this the
When
Twin
she
Peaks?
and her force had travelled half the way to the first, she heard a long roar that made snow shells detach and descend. Without waiting for her scouts to return with reports, Neve drew her sword.
Oh, jeepers. Fighting on a steep mountain slope is no easy task. The Illyrians struggled to find solid footing in the snow, propped up by their spears, their eyes squinting under ice-speckled brows. Whereas the beasts, they moved with ease, leaping from rock to rock, long talons scraping menacingly against the stone. Shorten battle. Let's kill him quick. Everybody's real sad, so their power's down. Let's see, not you. Not you. No. No. Ah, Christmas.
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads.
Eyes up, lads! They're flying straight for us!
You.
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
No.
Ow!
That thing's dead.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Oh well. Yuck.
clever little contraption they gave us. Work of a gnome, of course.
Of course. Definitely playing you. I will play you.
Again and again and again.
Watch your heads!
Do like setting Rose on fire. That'll kill that. Him and you. Yet.
So much anger and suffering. For what?
Screw it. Bye. Ah, crap. Dang bear.
Discipline shall bring us victory!
Nice.
That is the white of an eye from half a league away.
He ate the blizzard potion. Darn dog. This'll kill everything up there.
You sure about that?
Well, I'm quite sure. Boom!
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Nice. Oof. That's gone. And damage to you. That's it. Can't do 102 damage with one card.
Take those measurements and let's be gone from this place.
The Lyrians managed to repel the monsters and reach both peaks. Upon each, Meve ordered her men to take the measurements. While waiting, she admired the breathtaking view of the Mahakaman Massif. The dwarven contraption left no room for doubt. The peak within the Dahlberg clan territory was 2 feet higher than that within Hoog territory. Gabor was clearly displeased with the results.
Well, of course he
Damn
was.
it all! I'd hoped you'd proved Brewer's clan was in the right. He'd have been content to see the Dalbergs knocked down a peg or two, and, possibly, he'd have been more inclined to help you,
said the dwarf in frustration. Then, after a pause, he added,
Although, only you saw what the device showed, Queen.
Sneaky dwarf.
Perhaps you could, recalibrate the results a wee bit?
Stupid dwarves. I'm picturing if I falsify the results, he's going to find out and he's going to be more mad about it.
Alas, no matter the result I give, half the dwarves will be displeased.
said the Queen, after considering.
Thus, if we err in taking the measurements, No great harm will be done, and the benefit to us could be significant.
Gabor just nodded in agreement. The Queen issued the relevant orders and took the four in the march down the mountainside.
Stupid dwarves. Making me pick dumb stuff. Certainly not my fault, it's their fault. Where's that dig point? Yep. Nice. Nice view. What's up, dwarves? Hey?
The dwarves of both clans had been waiting with bated breath for the expedition's return and report. As soon as Meave announced the results, the hoogs rolled barrels of beer out into the square and began to celebrate. Naturally, the Dahlbergs were disappointed, yet they accepted Meave's results as final. At last, they had come to trust her.
Well, is that loot? That's loot. The more I think about it, the more I'm just gonna kill some Nilfgaardians. F them. Screw you.
There, milady, whispered one of the scouts.
Left of the path.
Meave squinted. The Nilfgaardians had taken shelter from the falling snow under a rocky outcropping. The smell of roasting meat wafted from their campfire, and echoes of laughter could be heard. The black-clad soldiers had reason to celebrate. They had just decimated Meave's company without even drawing their weapons. Meave's gaze caught something else. A metal container into which the Nilfgaardians tossed bones once they'd been gnawed clean. It looked strangely familiar. Only after a moment did the Queen understand it was an overturned Lyrian helmet dug out of the snowy grave of one of her men.
The whoresomes.
Meave hissed.
They'll pay for this.
Yeah, they're gonna die.
Meave, asking you last time, keep a cool head.
Whispered Gabor.
You want vengeance? I get it. But think of the cost. If so much as a hair gets plucked from Owain's head, Bruver will never forgive you. And you can kiss any hope of aid goodbye.
Silence followed. Finally to be broken by one of the scouts.
Milady, what's the order? Do we attack?
You're goddamn right we do.
Await my signal.
The Queen stepped out from behind the rocks, put a hand to her mouth, and yelled,
Owain! Owain at Clenbog!
All laughter stopped in the Nilfgaardian camp. Moments later, a sumptuously dressed man stepped in front of the wagons. He wiped a thick sauce from his lips, then bowed with an exaggerated courtly flourish.
Queen, my condolences. That avalanche. Oh, what an unfortunate turn of events.
The mountains can be unpredictable.
Meave said, with a shrug.
Accidents can happen at any time.
Oh, yes?
Even right now.
Nice.
Meave leapt towards the emissary, placed two hands on his neck, and hurled him into a rock with all her might. The Nilfgaardian's head slammed against the stone, and his skull crumpled with a sickening crash. He fell to the ground and writhed a few final tremors.
Attack!
Meave roared.
Take no prisoners!
Damn straight, Meave. An eye for an eye. The Nilfgaardians hurriedly fastened their breastplates, donned their helmets, and slid on their gauntlets. As they trusted in Elder Hoog's guarantee, the sudden attack caught them unawares. Meave knew she would pay dearly for breaking the sacred dwarven principle of neutrality, yet vengeance on Owain ep Clenbog and his retinue is worth any price. Damn straight. Deplete your opponent's deck. I'm gonna kill everybody!
An Quan and Lyrian.
Holy crap. Meave Avenger. Damn. Go Meave. Look, I don't get to pick my stuff. Oh, I don't have a leader for this battle either. Cool. Sweet. Kill him, Meave.
Wise choice.
Take no prisoners.
Who's here? That's a good one. Oh, blood! I have another blood! Yeah, hell yeah. Actually, use you and you.
Don't like this.
The chase is on!
Jesus. Heck.
Order!
Oh, bastard.
Shh, cork it.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Okay.
You mad? Don't shake that!
Yeah, kill him. Good.
Life is mine now.
Ugh. Okay, that sucks.
Tell me you jest.
Take that.
Cursed traitors.
That was not in the spell books.
Come on. Blood. You and you.
Nothing personal, I assure you.
Now, how did that incantation go?
Order will triumph! It must triumph! Armor wars, sir.
Sheesh.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Greetings. What is it?
Oh, that's not good.
Praise be to the great sun!
I'm just too good at attacking stuff. Even Meme's gonna die.
Notice! All roads lead to Nilfgaard!
There you're
We
done.
should not have done this.
Yeah, we should have. It's good to murder everybody.
Meve showed no mercy for the Nilfgaardians in Ove Nepklenvog's camp. All would share their leader's fate. And the dwarves? As predicted, they were outraged by Meve's open attack on the Nilfgaardian emissary.
Oh, shucks.
Bruva Hoog suddenly called for a council of the clan elders. They debated what to do with the Lyrians for a long time. The elders, outraged the Queen had once again defied their principle of neutrality, levied a punishing financial penalty, and threatened another such incident would result in a lifetime ban from entering the Dwarven Kingdom.
$500? That was pretty cheap. It's worth it. My men are happy. I got way more money back. And Nilfgaardians are dead. That's always good. Warning from the Clan Council. Having met in quorum according to the Codex's dictates, the Council has resolved to remind you, Queen, that you are here as our guest. We've seen what you're up to, and we don't like it. The Council thus hereby issues you an official reprimand for breaking our laws and customs. Continuing to do so will result in grave consequences, up to and including death by barrel roll. Psh, pish posh. Nilfgaardian document. From Owain to Duke Argalip Dahi. Mahakam's neutrality must be respected naturally, yet I doubt not you shall find a way to trip Meve up without breaking her friend's laws. Our friend's laws. Traversing mountain passes is rife with danger after all. Therefore one need but stick a thumb on the scales of fortune, or rather misfortune. Long live the Emperor. Screw you. I'm gonna kill you too, buddy. But first, what am I gonna build? Fine. Those are okay. Ooh, look, trophy. Make a couple of these if they're cheap. It's pretty cheap. Okay. That's not really good enough yet. Alright. Made a few more units.
For frostbite, you'd best avail yourself of some honey. Even better if you had a wee nip of vodka. Oh, snorters are frozen solid. Not just those in my beard. Like up my nose too. Once we're neath Carbon, we'll find our way to the tavern. Set our arses down by the fire. And sip mugs of mulled wine. For frostbite, you'd best avail yourself.
Well, I think we've pretty much got everything. There's no... Are there any treasure maps I haven't found? I've got... Oh, that was the, that was a merchant I didn't feel like trading with. Everything checked off. No.
As Meve neared Langbridge, she ordered her bugler to announce her arrival, then retired to her tent to freshen up. Gascon was already inside, awaiting her.
I do not seem to recall summoning you.
In that case, I must tell you to fret not. Nothing wrong with your memory. I've come with no agenda. Spontaneously, call it, to chat.
Then I propose you leave, just as spontaneously, call it. I must don fresh clothes. I'm to see the Elder soon, and I'd prefer to not smell of horse sweat.
Doubt it'd make much difference to him. And be assured, I know what I speak of. When last we met, I found myself standing downwind of him. A pungent experience.
Ha!
Well, Hugh was saved the experience of his breath. So pungent I thought I might faint.
Well, to revive you, pinch you awake, I'm sure would be quite a pleasure.
Well, there.
Gascon, I beg your pardon. Ugh, I shall have nightmares now.
You forget your place, Gascon.
Not tonight. For I fear you might not sleep at all. You see, there's something you ought to know. And decidedly before you meet with Bruver.
Uh-oh.
The sites we cleared of beasts, I ferreted a bit. Noted something peculiar. Any notion what it was?
None. The monumental dwarven architecture, perhaps?
Bones, my dear Meve. Dwarven bones. Now, guess what I found on them?
Wait, don't dare give me any hints. Bite marks.
Of course. After all, they'd been gnawed clean of all flesh by monsters, incidentally making it quite easy to spot other markings. Ones made by axes and swords. To be certain, I showed the bones to our medics, and they confirmed my conclusion.
Meaning what? That the entire clan, the Fuchses...
They're gone.
Did not perish due to an invasion of beasts from the depths. The monsters merely ate the bodies and occupied empty homes. Now, I shared my discovery with Gabor, and guess what he did? He panicked. He started to squirm, babble nonsense. I wager my right arm, he's hiding something.
Blast. Overly eager to aid us from the start he was. I might have sent something. I shall have him summoned at once. And I thank you, Gascon. I won't forget this.
Minutes later, Gabor stood before the Queen. At first, he tried to mislead her with evasive answers, but as her pointed questions demolished one clumsy excuse after another, he had to give in.
Oi. As King Desmond said after a hefty squirt in his hose, we can't sweep this under the rug.
If you think I welcome jests in this moment, you err. My fingers itch to summon the hangman.
Right. So... 'tis true. I misled you. On our clan elder's orders.
Of course.
Supposed to make sure you destroyed Burr's Rump and Davor's Abyss thoroughly enough to leave nae a trace.
What? Why? What did they wish to hide?
They was home to the Fuchses, our mortal enemies. They'd been a-boiling our heinies for ages, thumbing their noses, taking what they want when they want, and the Elder-in-Chief didn't gie a ploughing whit. So to stop them, our clan, we did the unpardonable. The Ziggurin elders saw their chance and they...
Goss. So you were responsible for the deaths of all those dwarves?
Me? I didn't raise a finger. Tried to stop them, in fact.
No witnesses survived, meaning you must have murdered the entire clan. How?
Queen, you sure you...
Yep.
I am. And you should be sure to answer in full, omitting no detail.
A few years back, we got pummeled by a horrendous winter. Stone-breaking frosts, whiteout storms, avalanches. Made travelling a painful form of suicide. Hunger drove beasts out of their dens. Pass was covered in filth. Got to where they paced right outside the walls. Fuchses fought a hard, bloody fight to keep the critters out of Davor's Abyss. Lost near every axe-wielding dwarf they had. Only survivors had to winter at Burr's Rump. Our elders felt such an opportunity wouldn't knock again. After killing the town's meagre guard, they set fire to it and barricaded the gates. They didn't stand a chance.
Bastards. How in the world did the truth go undiscovered?
Once it were over, our dwarves opened the gates. Before they'd lit their pipes, starving beasts came crawling out of the pass. The stank of dead flesh were strong. Zigrins who came back from that never were the same. If you'd only gandered their gaze when they had us all take a vow of silence. And then...
You invented that blarney about primeval monstrosities the Fuchses had awoken by mining too deep. A riveting tale, and one with a moral to boot.
Aye. But the elders worried Bruver would suspect something all the same. That's why they wanted you to destroy all the evidence.
Repugnant. You claim not to have taken part, but neither did you do anything to stop the massacre.
What was it to do exactly? The elders had decided. Nae a dwarf would listen to me.
You might have informed the Elder-in-Chief. The guilty would have been punished.
The guilty? You didn't ken Bruver. He'd punish the whole clan. Women, children, nae exceptions. Maeve, Queen, I'm begging you. He canna ever learn of this. Aye, I want to hack flame too when I think what the Elder's done. But t'other way it'd bring but more pain and death.
You've got a lot of nerve, making requests after lying to me.
Trying to ensure you ken the stakes. But you'll do as you see fit. Like always.
I need to consider what's right. Meanwhile, Gascon, make sure Gabor remains our guest.
Of course. I'll let you know if he so much as rolls his eyes towards an escape route.
Awesome. Well, here we go. Great. What's up, Ruber? Eight out of 8, brother. Well, turn back for a sec. Everything's grayed out except for that merchant. Let's do it.
Bruva stood by the bridge like a statue, arms crossed, eyes squinting. Meve sighed inside. She stood little chance of having a pleasant chat.
True.
Elder-in-Chief, sir.
No shouting and gracing here, lass. Plowing humans. Always out to fix things, always end up cocking them up. You think you're due glory, do you? Monster Slayer Meve? Patroness of dwarves? Blast it. What do you think? Why didn't I exterminate those beasts myself, eh? Go on, tell me!
For you.
For I didn't want to. For something didn't fit, damn it. So I resolved to not destroy their nests and evidence till I learned the truth of who done it.
Postponed it all those years expressly. Though your subjects were dying.
I didn't need no lectures from the likes of you. Justice must be served. That's worth any price. And I was close. Had leads. And now, it's all gone to hell. You flooded Devor's abyss. You brought Boros rump down on itself. And I'll never ken who killed the Fuchses. Understand? Never!
Oh, man.
My sincere apologies. I did not know.
Course you didn't. Humans. First they cock it up, then they ask how it works. Ah. I'm most eager to give that braid of yours a yank and kick you out beyond the gate. But I canna, for the clans are grateful to you. Fools. Fools. All fools. They forced me to give you an audience, official-like, with witnesses, all at the foot of Mount Carbon. Come on then, time to move on. but I'm going to wring you out so hard you'll wish you never left that Nilfgaardian dungeon.
Bruver set off at a brisk pace, cursing under his breath. The Queen took a deep breath, counted to 5 in her head, and set off after him.
On long bridges, strictly forbidden to stomp, jump, lean over the edge, stop for a rest, carve runes in the handrails. Hoo hoo ha!
Wanted to hunt monsters, eh? Oh, Elder's furious. Spits flying 10 feet. Let humans neath cardboard. Didn't ken if that's wise. Oh, Elder's furious. Spits flying 10 feet.
Dwarves demonstrate innovative thinking in many domains. Metallurgy, engineering, architecture. Yet there is one in which they could not be bothered. Naming. For this reason, the bridge that linked the Mahakam Pass with Mount Carbon was simply named Langbridge. Meave learned it was a thoroughly fitting name. Having stopped for a breath halfway across the road suspended over a deep chasm, the Queen could see neither end of the bridge, both concealed by thick clouds.
Amazing,
whispered the Queen.
I feel as though we traversed the very sky.
I don't like not exposing the Zigrins, but if I feel at least he'll have my back, so that's why I did that.
The Queen and her retinue were nearing Mount Carbon when Meave heard a cry. It was Xavier.
Hold! Hold!
Meave drew in her reins abruptly. Her mare neighed and reared, lifting the Queen above her formation of men. From that height, she saw the last pier of the bridge crumbling. The dwarves at the head of the procession were unable to stop in time and plummeted, screaming into the abyss.
What's the meaning of this, God damn it?
Bruver roared.
Fetch the engineers! No!
The Queen was striving to calm her spooked mount when she sensed something swish past her ear.
Scoia'tael!
Out of nowhere, a Scoia'tael band had appeared at the rear of the column. Before anyone could react, elven archers had felled the rear guard. The soldiers lay on the bridge's stone surface with arrows in their backs. Meave was trapped. In one direction lay the chasm, in the other, a fierce foe. She had no choice but to stand and fight.
Well, I can do that. Goddamn Scoia'tael. The Battle of Longbridge. The Illyrians watched in disbelief as Scoia'tael warriors slit the throats of Mahakam guards. How could this be? Non-humans against non-humans? To what end? Could it be the elder races do not uniformly support the squirrel's cause? No doubt these questions and more plagued the men's thoughts, yet this was not the time to entertain them. This was the time to fight. Extra cards! I do like extra cards, although it'll probably be dwarves. Story battle, shortened battle. Probably trying to keep my dwarven allies alive. You know, that ain't gonna happen. What's going on here? Cliff. Whenever a unit is moved to the same row as Cliff, destroy it. What do you do? Damage an enemy by 5 and adjacent units by 2. Move a unit 1 row away. No. What do you do? Spawn 2 Mahakam protectors and move an enemy from the melee to the ranged row. I'm gonna keep him, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go with that.
At last, Renna! You are mine!
We're trapped, Your Grace, but we can try and fight our way through.
Dumbass elf.
Left, right, left, right.
Special prize. Just for you, love.
There.
Everything all right?
Yeah.
Again and again and again.
I'll relieve you of that pouch.
That's dead. You're going. Bye-bye.
Wait, you're serious?
Show me the coin or sod off.
What?
Get it to work.
Ah!
Nay, Dwan they camest.
I don't even need anybody but this guy. Holy smokes. Give him the old shove.
Hey? Hey?
Swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn.
Bye. Ah, this is great. Why the hell not?
Feel any burning? See a local healer or wise woman.
Ooh, that's what that is.
I'd hoped we could solve this some other way.
Nope.
Gotta get our asses moving.
Left, right, left. What now?
Ah, screw it. I don't care. Okay.
Think you ballbags can do whatever the devils you please? This is Mahakam!
Hey, I played 5 characters. Nice. Ah! Oh, I'm a killer. Stone Cold Killer.
Blood and neck ends. Similian Vart.
Bye. Oh, that's red. Ooh, R2 preview. No. You. Woo! I missed it.
I shall not fail!
Ah! Bye, spy. Boop.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Now, use you with him a boost. With him a boost, why not? You. Let's just pile on. Just pile it on.
This.
You can't even target anybody. You.
No time for that!
No! Blederenna! She must die!
I have destroyed you. I knocked everybody off the damn cliff or murdered them horribly.
Their strength combined, the Lyrians and dwarves managed to defeat the Scoia'tael. The guerrillas had weakened the last span of the bridge, turning the crossing into a deadly trap. Had Xavier, who noticed the weakened structure at the last instant, not called out, all would have fallen into the chasm. The Lyrians managed to capture the unit commander. She stood, her head raised high, and when Meve glared at her, she did not avert her eyes.
Neat.
What is your name, elf?
Fancy elf.
Abayeth me a parstwan.
Hey, watch it.
She said,
Thank you, Reynard. I know well what she said.
Ah!
Kiss my arse. Is that truly the best you can muster?
I'd rather show you exactly what I can muster. Tell them to unbind me.
I don't think so.
You got your opportunity. On the battlefield. Will you not tell me what they call you? Fine. It's all the same to me. I'm more interested to know how you came to be here. Who sent you?
No one. It was my decision to kill you, and thus avenge Eldain. Do you remember him? The elf whom you denied a burial? Whom you left in an open field to rot?
Yeah, I remember that.
You've elven blood on your hands. The blood of the elves of the Moulderwood.
He deserved it. I don't regret that shit, no way.
Eldain was a criminal. He got what he deserved.
You call him a criminal? What do you call humans who murder our kind in pogroms? Who massacre us? What do you call Black Rayla who fought at your side?
She's not here anymore.
Do not dare compare us. Do not dare!
Enough. I've heard all I wish to hear.
But I haven't.
Ooh.
Did you fall in your heed, elf, eh? If you want to fight humans, go on and do it. You cannot talk sense to idiots that nae here, damn it. Mahakam is and will be neutral.
You cannot be neutral. To Dwan, you are either their foe or their dog.
I hate people who say you can't be neutral.
Mahakam has stood aside sleeping long enough. That is why we struck it in its very heart. As a call to battle. A call to brethren whom you, Elder, have kept from the world too long.
Get out of here.
I have kept him away. I've been bloody right to do so. You want to play at war, you numpties? You want to force the Pontar to flow upstream? Gang right ahead. Good riddance, I say. Gan kill, gan die if you fancy. But God's damn it, leave us alone. Yeah, I should kill you. With my own hands. I should cut your throat, put you out of your misery. That's what you want, innit? To die? To die a stupid death? Well, I'll not grant you that. Nay, nay, I'll lock you in a tower. Sit there 3 centuries, and you just might grow a brain.
Not bad, Bruverhoog.
Bruverhoog gazed after the shackled elf as she was led away. Meve expected him to continue fuming, cursing her. But the dwarf stood silent. And his old eyes, half concealed by brows bushy as a forest floor, showed not anger, but the deepest sadness. Dwarven engineers made quick work of repairing the crumbled bridge span.
Anything back here?
Oh, Elder's furious. Spits flying 10 feet.
What's that crow's eye card do? There it is. Move 6 random enemies to the other row and damage it by 2. They don't get a chance to put 6 cards out anymore.
Look, Mount Carbon.
Damn. And I thought Novigrad was big.
So the elves are against us. Against our elder. Treacherous hounds. Truth be told, I supported the Squire Delafour. Though I wish every last one of them dead. Dead.
You're a really quiet guy.
Long-eared bastards. Raising our own saplings against us in rebellion. Sowing unrest. Violence. In the mountains.
That's true.
Truth be told, I supported the Squire Delafour.
Okay. Mount Carbon, wipe your feet, comb your beard. But foreign guard bring not in here. Carbon's heart can hear the throb. You're a dwarf, damn it, not a slob. Hoo hoo ha! Let's do it.
The Lyrians stepped inside Mount Carbon's bowels. Meve rode while looking upwards, admiring the intricately carved ceiling, gilded walls, monumental bas-reliefs carved from basalt. Yet this was no time to admire the sights. Bruverhoog had summoned her to speak.
I thank you for your invitation, Elder.
My invitation? Choice term, lass. You wangled your way in here. Long I've lived, but ne'er have I seen a wench so stubborn.
With all due respect, do you not feel like a pot conversing with a kettle?
Ha! True enough. Changes of mind didn't come easy to me, but they do come at times. Human wars concern me not at all. For so many they are, who could count them? A year goes by without one wanking king invading another's realm. A dog with scabies is less restless.
He does have a point.
That's why, this morning, I aimed to send you off with nothing. Mattered not what the clans were saying. Rivia, Schmivia, who gives a sheep's fart? But that was this morn, before that daft wench and her pups attacked.
Ooh.
Nilfgaard supports the Scoia'tael, it's common knowledge. Nilfgaard uses them. Well, I'm nae worse, and I choose to use Queen Meve.
Hell yeah. What you got?
So what use would you make of me, if I might ask? You've a plan?
Aye, the kind dwarves like best. Simple, but sneaky. Like to give Nilfgaard a warning, you
Ken. If you're going to rile my dwarves, throw 'em into the Scoia'tael ranks. You'll regret it, eh? But I'd like to issue the warning without declaring war. All clear to you so far? So, when you march out of Mahakam, you'll find a company of our foot dwarves waiting out with the gate. Officially, volunteers enlisting with you against my will. And you're to put them at the fore next time you face Nilfgaard. Want the Blackclads to break their teeth on our bucklers, get a taste of our axe blades. After that, dare say they'll think twice before they send more Scoia'tael into these hells.
Not bad, Bruvahug.
I do not... Thank you, Elder. You restore my hope that I shall have my home back in the end.
Faith can move
We'll see.
mountains, aye, but it can't do much about borders. I've watched you close, and must admit you're a plucky lass. That enough for Nilfgaard? Can I be sure?
We will see. We shall know soon.
I'll break him. Hell yeah, volunteer corps! Oh, Mahaka Mangler! Oh, he is gonna mangle that dude. Oh, Jesus. Shield breaker, nice.
I would like to march at once. So by your leave...
Nay, not granted.
Go have a party.
What's that mean? Our laws are clear. Guests are to be sent off with a thundering feast.
Yeah.
Even the humans.
Hell yeah.
Bruva, as was Bruva's wont, insisted. So the Queen accepted the invitation, but as was her wont, set a condition. The feast was to last but one night, and not, as was the wont of local custom, an entire week.
Oh, come on! That feast for a week?
Meve was on her way back to her company when who should step in front of her if not Gabor?
What's up, Gabor?
To what do I owe this pleasure? Do the Zigrins wish to use me once more? Accomplish aught else with my aid?
I saved your ass, guy. You better stick with me.
Could be. But if so, take none of my concern.
There you go.
Why's that?
For I've resolved to leave Mahakam for all time.
And where will you go?
Then again, wherever you lead me.
There we go.
I beg your pardon.
Your Grace, Meve, I betrayed your trust, tricked you outright. In spite of that, you kept my confidence, risking everything. To say I'm grateful is just a wee understatement. I'm indebted to you, deeply so.
Damn straight, Gabor.
Please let me pay it off. Let me fight at your side. Heed to hit me.
Okay.
Gabor, vindictive I am not.
That's not true. I am that.
Oh, thank you, Meve.
Yet neither am I stupid. You may join our ranks, I agree. Yet trick me once more, in the tiniest manner, and I shall show you no mercy. Is that clear?
Chastened, Gabor merely nodded to confirm. Meve extended her hand for the dwarf to kiss as a sign of submission. Yet he simply wrapped his arms around her waist and squeezed.
Nice. Alright, okay, it was worth it just for the picture.
When the sun had retired behind the peaks, the underground city came alive with the sound of bugles, bagpipes, and horns. The dwarves emerged out into the central square and danced exuberantly, sparks kicking up from their hobnail boots. The usually crabby Elder-in-Chief Hoog proved a cordial host that evening.
Let's drink, lest our neck shafts grow cobwebs!
Suddenly a messenger arrived. Bruva lifted his copper horn to his ear and listened with furrowed brow.
What's that? Speak up!
When she saw a sour grin on his face, Meve knew the tidings were not good. Yet she did not suspect they pertained to her directly.
Until they do.
Meve, you expecting anyone?
No.
How's that?
Runner says a delegation's arrived at Carbon, Freyliria and Rivia.
Got a Nilfgaardian escort.
Crap.
How dare they? Traitors. Who leads it?
You'd best sit.
It's my son.
Who leads the delegation?
It's your son, Willem, I fear.
Willem.
Mahakam remains neutral as regards all your squabbles. I trust I needn't remind you. So I'll have no scrambling or shoving, and certainly no bloodshed. In fact, I'd prefer it if you...
Well, let's get some scrambling going.
I wish to speak to him.
I'd forbid you, but, as I said, never seen a more stubborn wench. Alrighty then, jabber away with him. Just remember, hands to yourself.
Neve spotted banners, a Lyrian eagle upon one surrounded by Nilfgaard's black rags. Her hands became fists, showing how helpless she felt. Then her son and rival, Willem, emerged from behind a row of Imperial footmen.
My. I should apologize. It seems I missed the coronation. Congratulations, my son. Who was it who placed the crown? General Epdahi?
Count Caldwell.
Ah, yes. Our elder statesman. Why have you come here, of all places? To acquire arms for Nilfgaard?
As my official mission, yes. Yet unofficially, I wish to speak with you. I trust you've had tidings from the field. Edirn turned to ash and dust. Vizimir murdered Redania in chaos. Foltest forced to strike a pact by his vassals betrayed. Henselt the same.
This limerick, will it come to a point?
Why, yes. To the same as this war. Mother, I beg you, you must see it. Nilfgaard's victory is inevitable. Surrender now, and I shall show you mercy. For later it'll be too late.
Get out of here, worm.
There will be no later. We shall repel them, drive them south at the points of our pikes.
This we, Mother? Who precisely do you mean? You stand alone.
I'm we enough for all of us.
I prefer to stand alone over standing with Nilfgaard, with the invader, as you do.
Mother, in declaring for the Empire, I saved the lives of thousands of our subjects.
And in so doing, our honor lost.
Folk who had their huts burned down care deeply about our honor. Is that truly your belief? When I was crowned, a fact you deride, though that makes it no less true, I swore the good of my subjects would guide me. And a war we are doomed to lose cannot in any way benefit them.
And slavery can. You know well the Blackclads put peasants in chains, like cattle.
Reprehensible, I agree, but...
And resettlement? Forced labor? Cruel laws that make death the punishment for the slightest offenses? Are those benefits? Well, answer me!
I see I will not sway you, Mother. A shame, though I take comfort in the fact I tried. And now, it's you.
Oh no, I, not you, will decide when this conversation is over.
Oh, have we anything else to discuss?
Are you perhaps aware that the Nilfgaardians tried to kill me?
What? No, I heard only about an avalanche.
Stupid bastard.
Which tumbled down through no small effort of an Imperial envoy.
Never would I have agreed to such a heinous act.
I don't believe you, Willem.
I believe you.
No, stupid! No, you don't!
I'm heartened that, despite all we...
Ugh.
I believe you because I believe the Nilfgaardians wouldn't ever have asked your opinion.
Nice! Get him, Maeve.
Think on it, son. Are you their ally or their tool? Can you ever be sure?
I am the King of Lyria and Rivia. To serve my subjects' best interests, I am prepared to make even the most painful concessions. Might I leave now? Or is there more?
Naturally. How did you know you would find me here?
I received Nilfgaardian reports to the effect that you'd been seen in the pass.
Oh, roses are red and so are your cheeks, my son. As ever when you're caught in a lie. Lyria is 2 weeks' travel hence. Had you received word only once I was here, we'd have been long gone from Mahakam by the time you assembled a force and completed the march. No. You were forewarned of our intended route. It means I've a traitor in my ranks. Another one.
Yeah.
Get out of my sight, villain. And pray we only ever face one another on neutral ground.
Meve struggled inside not to turn and gaze once more at her son. He'd changed since they'd last faced each other, grown manlier, and he wore the crown well.
Bullshit. It looks like a worm.
The Queen returned to the banquet hall. Her advisors shot her questioning glances, curious what she had discussed with Bruver. But Meve decided to keep the details to herself. One of them wore a Nilfgaardian lead around his neck. Until she knew who, she would have to remain vigilant.
Feasting's done, Reynard. We must consider our next move.
I've thought on it, Your Grace. We've strength enough to hit the foe, but still not the numbers to face him in open battle.
So what do you propose?
Don't trust him.
This war we cannot win alone, nor even with the dwarves at our side. But if we secure a victory, small yet symbolic, we shall show the other realms of the north all is not yet lost. Thus, I propose we attack behind the front lines, somewhere well clear of any major Imperial force.
Where would you suggest?
I'm considering Angren. To begin with, a thickly wooded marshy land, always helpful in clandestine operations. Secondly, the land strategically important, as it's the chief source of building material for Nilfgaard's fleets.
That means lots of wood.
All too little, I fear. Since we require a victory that would be symbolic, we must strike where it shall hurt. And Angren...
Just recently welcomed a new regent, in the person of Count Coldwell. My third argument.
Ooh.
Naturally, if Your Majesty wishes, I'm prepared to present alternatives to this.
Oh no, we're gonna go kill him.
No need. We march at dawn.
Meve had toiled, cajoled, persuaded, and gained the dwarves' support. She left Mahakam strengthened, markedly. Even so, the Queen was in a foul mood. For it was clear a traitor, a viper, nested among the Lyrians. Someone who had conveyed the Queen's plans to her foe. From this moment on, Meve would need to weigh every word she uttered, even in the presence of her closest associates.
Your Grace, we must plot our course forward. Shall we take the western passage into Angren, or...
Not now.
When, then? Dawn approaches, yet we know nothing of where...
I will not repeat myself.
The Queen knew she would learn the traitor's identity in the end. If need be, she would tear the name from the throat of another turncoat, Count Caldwell. Meve drooled at the prospect of seeing Caldwell in chains, then passing him to the hangman. Ooh.
Saddle the horses. I shall take the fore.
The time for diplomacy, for preparations and negotiations had gone. Meve was to attack her foe at last, and she could not wait to do so.
Oh yeah.
At long last, Meve's force reached Angren's marshy woods. Ever been? No? Count yourselves lucky.
You certain we haven't lost our way?
Alas, here there is no way. We continue south, that's all.
South meaning the bottom.
Should you ever venture there, I offer you this advice. Do your utmost to make no noise.
Crap.
poor soul. His comrades cried out, reached out, but alas, amidst frothing waters they heard bones cracking, the moan of metal bent and crushed.
What the bloody hell, what was that?
Rather not know, personally.
Hold your positions! Arms at the ready!
It was a glusty war. One of many the Lyrians would encounter along their path. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. At last, Meve and her force stood upon the Yaruga's bank. To find and punish the traitor Caldwell, they would have to cross the river. Yet the sole bridge nearby was in Nilfgaard's hands.
Your Majesty, some new reports require your attention.
Well, welcome to this muddy, swampy... Nah, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Let's see what those reports are, and then it'll probably be time to end it. Let's see. Ooh. Fort of Angren. Angren partly under Nilfgaardian control. Black-clad troops hold key fortresses and transportation arteries, but little beyond that. Swampy wilds remain uncharted, untamed. Count Caldwell rules Angren on behalf of Emperor. Commands small division at Tuzla Castle, south of swamps. Nilfgaardian troops also supervise log-cutting operations supplying their fleet. Further danger presented by monster attacks. Foul beasts present in Angren's wetlands in numbers far exceeding those found anywhere else. Great. Letter from Bruverhoog. Meve, remember, the volunteers from Mahakam aren't to go without victuals, bevies, or brawls. They aren't to go. Don't be stingy, I'm paying, and be sure they don't chum around with your other troops more than the absolute minimum. Keep them segregated. I don't want any of your idiotic human fashions depraving my decent dwarves and infecting the mountains when they get back. P.S. If you fight the Blackclads with the same mule-headedness you showed me, they're in for a solid beating. Don't give up. Nice! Thank you, Bruver. Letter from Captain Tobias. Your Majesty, you surely know already Count Caldwell's been handed control of Angren. Your son Willem seized this chance to assert his independence. When General Abdahi's absent from the capital, the young prince pushes his own decrees through the Council of Peers. It's not for me to judge whether this all isn't according to some plan of the invaders. Yesterday, emissaries from Temeria and Kedwen came to court. I'm afraid they seek to cut a deal with the Nilfgaardians. If Redanian joins them, the war will end, and the enemy shall triumph. My lady, the North needs a victory. You must know your fight is of the utmost importance. We need you now more than before. Darn right you do. And what else is in the camp here? Oh, well, we'll save the mess tent for next time. We'll see what the new units can do. What can you do, dwarves? What can you do? At least I got Gabor with me still. You. Shieldbreaker. Set a unit's power equal to Mahakam Shieldbreaker's power. Not bad. Move 2 units with the same power to the other row. Okay. Damage an enemy and all other enemies with the same power by 2. I'll take those. Because it's damage. Why not? Move 2 units with the same power to the other row. Whatever. Alright, so we got new people. Everybody's talkative in here. But I think for now, I'm going to say farewell, everybody. Thanks to anybody who stopped in and joined me. And I'll see you guys on the next stream. Catch you later.